Hello historians, welcome to Decoding the Test and a quick look at the Progressive Era. As always, what we're going to go over today is not everything you should know about the subject. Instead, it's an analysis of what the test has focused on in the past. If you want that higher level score, by all means, make sure you know the details that you see in front of you. Now, when you look at the Progressive Era, which winds up being about 10% of the test, you get to see the same things over and over again. First, women's suffrage. Then you see reform questions. You see questions on the Panama Canal and questions on electricity. Today, let's talk about the Panama Canal. Now, every time I've seen a question on the Panama Canal, I usually see a graph or a table or a quote, something. It is something manipulative, something that you can look at, manipulate, use, analyze. However, every time I do get a question on the Panama Canal, that question actually is a little obtuse. For instance, take a look at this one. Now, this one talks about the need for a canal across the isthmus connecting North and South America. It doesn't mention the word Panama, but you should be able to read between the lines. That's talking about the Panama Canal. The question, however, is an odd one. It's not talking about what the Panama Canal did. It's talking about the Panama Canal was called for, was needed because of what? That's an interesting question. The answer here is the Spanish-American War. We need the Panama Canal because of the Spanish-American War and the need to move our Navy from one side of the world to the other. Remember, we're fighting the Spanish-American War not only in the Caribbean, but also in the Philippine Sea. We need to be able to get troops and ships from one ocean to another without going all the way around a continent. This is a really weird question. Really weird question. If you're looking at this, you would be able to identify Panama Canal right off the bat. And then you might go, wait, the U.S. Navy had problems in a war? This is, you look at what's there and you go, okay, which one is actually happening before the Panama Canal is built? You could be eliminating World War I, like, okay, that's after the Panama Canal is built. You could be eliminating the Mexican War because that's before, but that's so before. That's in the 1840s that you're like, no, that's, I studied that in 8th grade. That leads the Cuban Revolution, the Spanish-American War. You would know that the United States really didn't have a big role in the Cuban Revolution. That leaves just the Spanish-American War. What do you need to know? You would need to know, one, this is an odd question, but two, just need to know that the Spanish-American War meant the U.S. Navy needed to move from ocean to ocean, and the Panama Canal was a result of that. The problems we had in the Spanish-American War caused us to have a need for the Panama Canal. Do I expect you to see that question again or something like it? Perhaps. More than likely, you'll see something like this. A chart, a graph, a map. In this case, it's showing that shipping distances before and after the Panama Canal had opened. You can see the shipping distances are much, much, much shorter via the Panama Canal than via the Magellan Straits. If you don't know what the Magellan Straits are, Magellan Straits is at the very bottom of South America. It's how ships used to go from ocean to ocean. And you can see there's a huge difference. What's the question? The question is, what was the main effect of the changes shown in this graph? Well, what are the changes shown? Well, the changes shown are the Panama Canal is cutting down that distance. Which one of these answer choices is talking about the distance being cut? G. Western U.S. businesses traded more efficiently with the East Coast and Europe. That's what makes sense. Again, this is kind of an obtuse question. It's not asking directly, hey, what do you notice here? And going, well, I notice that shipping distances have been cut. It's not asking that. It's asking, if you cut shipping distances, what happens then? This is a really good example of how STAR has gone to that next level. Not only do you have to be able to read this map, but you have to be able to draw a conclusion from it, which is, hey, shipping distances have been cut. And then you have to draw a further conclusion. If shipping distances are cut, which one of these answer choices makes sense? In this case, it's G. So the Panama Canal will be mentioned on the test. How will it be mentioned? I don't have enough data to be able to pinpoint exactly how it will be mentioned, but I can say you will get a mention of the Panama Canal. Be prepared to know that the U.S. Navy's troubles during the Spanish-American War, moving from ocean to ocean, really kind of caused a need for the Panama Canal. Know that the Panama Canal really cut down on shipping distances between oceans. Really know that when you can cut shipping distances down, businesses boom. If there's no questions, comments, or screams of angst, I will see you in the next video.